Hello and welcome to Let's Play Deathtrap Dungeon by Ian Livingstone, a thrilling fantasy adventure in which you are the hero, complete with combat system and score sheet. Okay, there's the front cover. Very frightening, lovely. Okay, I'll just read the synopsis. Part story, part game. This is a book with a difference, one in which you become the hero. Down in the twisting labyrinth of Fang, unknown horrors await you. Countless adventurers before you have taken up the challenge of the Trial of Champions, but not one has survived. Devised by the devilish mind of Baron Succumbit, the labyrinth is riddled with fiendish traps and hideous creatures of darkness to trick and test you almost beyond the limits of endurance. 2 dice, a pencil, and an eraser are all you need to make your journey. You decide which route to follow, which dangers to risk, and which monsters to fight. And then below there's a list of the books that are in the series. This must be an early edition because there are only 7 books in the series at the moment, and we all know, at least all fans of the series know, there are 50 odd. So this is quite an early edition. Okay, there's another synopsis here. I'll read this one too. Down in the dark, twisting labyrinth of Fang, unknown horrors await you. Devised by the devilish mind of Baron Succumbit, the labyrinth is riddled with fiendish traps and bloodthirsty monsters, which will test your skills almost beyond the limit of endurance. Countless adventurers before you have taken up the challenge of the Trial of Champions and walked through the carved mouth of the labyrinth, never to be seen again. Do you dare enter? Tempted by the promise of a fabulous prize and the lure of the unbeaten challenge, you are one of 6 seasoned fighters prepared to take on the labyrinth. Only one of you may win through. The rest will perish. But which of you will it be? 2 dice, a pencil, and an eraser are all you need to embark on this thrilling adventure of sword and sorcery, complete with its elaborate combat system and a score sheet to record your gains and losses. Many dangers lie ahead, and your success is by no means certain. Powerful adversaries are ranged against you, and often your only choice is to kill or be killed. Okay, other fighting fantasy gamebooks published in Puffin are The Warlock of Firetop Mountain, The Citadel of Chaos, The Forest of Doom, Starship Traveller, City of Thieves, and Island of the Lizard King. I've already done playthroughs of Warlock of Firetop Mountain and Island of the Lizard King. Citadel of Chaos is okay. The Forest of Doom is really good, one of my favourites. Starship Traveller, I'm not really keen on that one because, as I said in previous playthroughs of other game books, it's one of the futuristic ones, and I don't really like the futuristic ones. I think the best books in the series, apart from House of Hell, the best ones are the sword and sorcery medieval fantasy ones. The futuristic ones aren't very good. I suppose House of Hell isn't really a futuristic one. It's sort of like a modern day one, really, so it doesn't really fall into that category. But yeah, the futuristic ones aren't really very good. Another one is Freeway Fighter or something like that. One where you're driving a car. I'm not keen on that one at all. Anyway, there's another picture there. Ian Livingstone, Deathtrap Dungeon. There's someone with a morning star there. Very, very frightening. Illustrated by Ian McCaig, and Puffin Books is the publisher. For Jacques and Octavie Gelord, that's how you pronounce it. First published 1984. This edition is 1984, I think, as well. So it's quite old. Okay, so there's the contents. Let's just get through this. Okay, I'll skip through a lot of the how to fight the creatures thing because we read all that in my playthrough of Warlock of Firetop Mountain, but I'll just reiterate the key points. How to fight the creatures of Deathtrap Dungeon. Before embarking on your adventure, you must first determine your own strengths and weaknesses. You have in your possession a sword and a backpack containing provisions, food and drink, for the trip. You have been preparing for your quest by training yourself in swordplay and exercising vigorously to build up your stamina. To see how effective your preparations have been, you must use the dice to determine your initial skill and stamina scores. On pages 18 to 19 there is an adventure sheet which you may use to record the details of an adventure. On it you may or rather on it you will find boxes for recording your skill and stamina scores. You're advised either to record your score, a split infinitive there, don't like that. You are advised either to record your scores on the adventure sheet in pencil or make photocopies of the page to use in future adventures. I, of course, am using a text document which I prepared earlier. And I'm using the Trusty Dice program by Zolt Nagy, whatever. Yeah, the dice I want is the cubic dice, and I want one of them at the moment. Okay, so skill, stamina, and luck. Roll 1 die, add 6 to this number, and enter this total in the skill box on the adventure sheet. Then afterwards, we roll both dice, add 12 to the number rolled, and enter this total in the stamina box. I'll do all that in a second. I'm just reading through. There is also a luck box. Roll 1 die, add 6 to this number, and enter this total in the luck box. Okay, so let's roll the die, or rather dice. Okay, so roll 1 die, then add 6 to the result. Here we go. 4, that's not bad. I'll put that in. Okay, so 4 plus 6 is 10, so we have skill 10. Okay, now we need to roll 2 dice, and then add 12 to that result, and that will be our stamina. 9, that's quite good. Okay, so 9 plus 12 is 21. So let's put our stamina as 21. Lovely, that's not bad. I like that. I've been quite good with the dice rolls. I'm probably going to get a bad one now. Okay, so roll 1 die, then add 6 to the result, and that's our luck score, or rather our initial luck score. Okay, so 1 die. Oh, 6, really good. I'm liking that. There's a sort of buzzing with this program. I'm just going to put the number of dice, increase it, then put it down again to get rid of the buzzing. For some reason, after I press roll, it sort of buzzes. I don't know why. Okay, so we've got 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. Just put 12 in. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so let's continue reading. For reasons that will be explained below, skill, stamina, and luck scores change constantly during an adventure. You must keep an accurate record of these scores, and for this reason you are advised either to write small in the boxes or keep an eraser handy. Blah blah blah. Although you may be awarded additional skill, stamina, and luck, these totals may never exceed your initial scores, except on very rare occasions where you'll be instructed on a particular page. Your skill score reflects your swordsmanship, your stamina score reflects your general constitution, and your luck score indicates how naturally lucky a person you are. Okay, we all know how to do battles. I've done it loads of times. Roll both dice once for the creature, add it to the skill, and that's its attack strength, then do it for yourself. The important thing to remember is it's the creature first, then you. You can use luck and everything, but I never do because it's a waste of luck. Okay, escaping. Yeah, if you escape, it'll be instructed on the page, but I never escape anyway. But if you do escape, you have to subtract 2 stamina points, as if you'd lost an attack round. Fighting more than one creature, it'll instruct you on the page. Luck, we know how to do that. Using luck in battles, yeah, I know how to do that as well. Yes. Restoring skill. Okay. Your skill score will not change much during your adventure. Occasionally, a page may give instructions to increase or decrease your skill score. A magic weapon may increase your skill, but remember that only one weapon can be used at a time. You cannot claim 2 skill bonuses for carrying 2 magic swords. Your skill score can never exceed its initial value unless specifically instructed. Drinking the potion of skill, see later, will restore your skill to its initial level at any time. Stamina and provisions. Your stamina score will change a lot during your adventure as you fight monsters and undertake arduous tasks. As you near your goal, your stamina level may be dangerously low and battles may be particularly risky, so be careful. Your backpack contains enough provisions for 10 meals. Let's put that down now before I forget. So provisions 10. That's done. Perfect. You may rest and eat at any time except when engaged in a battle. Eating a meal restores 4 stamina points. When you eat a meal, add 4 points to your stamina score and deduct 1 point from your provisions. A separate provisions remaining box is provided on the adventure sheet for recording details of provisions. Remember that you have a long way to go, so use your provisions wisely. Remember, it doesn't say It doesn't say that we have to that we can only eat one meal at a time. There's nothing in there that says that. It doesn't stipulate that we can only eat one meal that we can only eat one meal at a time. Because I think in one of my comments someone said that, but it definitely doesn't say it in this book. So if I need to, I will be eating more than one meal. Anyway, remember also that your stamina score may never exceed its initial value unless specifically instructed on a page. Drinking the potion of strength, see later, will restore your stamina to its initial level at any time. Additions to your luck score are awarded through the adventure when you have been particularly lucky. Details are given on the pages of the book. Remember that as with skill and stamina, your luck score may never exceed its initial value unless specifically instructed on a page. Drinking the potion of fortune, see later, will restore your luck to its initial level at any time and increase your initial luck by 1 point. Okay, equipment and potions. You will start your adventure with a bare minimum of equipment, but you may find or buy other items during your travels. You are armed with a sword and are dressed in leather armour. So let's put leather armour down. Yep. Use the British spelling. Good. Wonderful. You have a backpack to hold your provisions and any treasures you may come across. In addition, you may take one bottle of a magical potion which will aid you on your quest. You may choose to take a bottle of any of the following. A potion of skill restores skill points. A potion of strength restores stamina points. A potion of fortune restores luck points and adds 1 to initial luck. These potions may be taken at any time during your adventure except when engaged in a battle. Taking a measure of potion will restore skill, stamina or luck scores to their initial level, and the potion of fortune will add 1 point to your initial luck score before luck is restored. Each bottle of potion contains enough for 1 measure, i.e. the characteristic may be restored once during an adventure. Make a note on your adventure sheet when you have used up a potion. We are going to take the potion of skill, so let's put that in there now. That capital I've accidentally put in there. Yes, it was. Okie dokie. Right. Remember also that you may only use one of the 3 potions to take on your trip, so choose wisely. Hints on play. There is one true way through Deathtrap Dungeon, and it will take you several attempts to find it. Make notes and draw a map as you explore. This map will be invaluable in future adventures and enable you to progress rapidly through to unexplored sections. Not all areas contain treasure. Many merely contain traps and creatures which you will no doubt fall foul of. There are many wild goose chase passages, and while you may indeed progress through to your ultimate destination, it is by no means certain that you will find what you are searching for. It will be realized that entries make no sense if read in numerical order. It is essential that you read only the entries you are instructed to read. Reading other entries will only cause confusion and may lessen the excitement during play. The one true way involves a minimum of risk and I'll start again. The one true way involves a minimum of risk, and any player, no matter how weak on initial dice rolls, should be able to get through fairly easily. That's not true. That isn't true. If you have really low skill, you will find this book nearing the impossible. Anyway, may the luck of the gods go with you on the adventure ahead. Okay, someone's rather scanned the adventure sheet and used it. I mean, seriously, who would actually use the book right in the book? I mean, you get a bit of paper or a notebook, wouldn't you? Or just a bit of scrap paper. Who would actually use that? An idiot, that's who. Okay, background. Despite its name, Fang was an ordinary small town in the northern province of Chiang Mai. Situated on the banks of the River Kok, it made a convenient stopover for river traders and passengers throughout most of the year. A few barges, rafts, and sometimes even a large sailboat could usually be found moored at Fang. But all that was long ago, before the creation of the Trial of Champions. Now, once a year, the river is crammed with boats as people arrive from hundreds of miles around, hoping to witness the breaking of an ancient tradition in Fang and see a victor in the Trial of Champions. On 1st of May each year, warriors and heroes come to Fang to face the test of their lives. Survival is unlikely, yet many take the risk, for the prize is great, a purse of 10,000 gold pieces and the freedom of Chiang Mai forever. However, to become champion is no easy task. Some years ago, a powerful baron of Fang called Sukhumvit, decided to bring attention to his town by creating the ultimate contest. With the help of the townspeople, he constructed a labyrinth deep in the hillside behind Fang, from which there was only one exit. The labyrinth was filled with all kinds of deadly tricks and traps and loathsome monsters. Sukhumvit had designed it in meticulous detail so that anybody hoping to face its challenge would have to use their wits as well as weapon skill. When he was finally satisfied that all was complete, he put his labyrinth to the test. He picked 10 of his finest guards and, fully armed, they marched into the labyrinth. They were never seen again. The tale of the ill-fated guards soon spread throughout the land, and it was then that Sukhumvit announced the first trial of champions. Messengers and news sheets carried his challenge: 10,000 gold pieces and the freedom of Chiang Mai forever to any person surviving the perils of the Labyrinth of Fang. The first year, 17 brave warriors attempted the walk, as it later came to be known. Not one reappeared. As the years passed and the trial of champions continued, it attracted more and more challengers and spectators. Fang prospered and would prepare itself months in advance for the spectacle it hosted each May. The town would be decorated, tents erected, dining halls built, musicians, dancers, fire-eaters, illusionists, and every sort of entertainer hired, and entries registered from hopeful individuals intent on making the walk. The last week of April found the people of Fang and its visitors in wild celebration. Everybody sang, drank, danced, and laughed until day broke on 1st of May, when the town thronged to the gates of the labyrinth to watch the first challenger of the year step forward to face the trial of champions. Having seen one of Sukhumvit's challenges nailed to a tree, you decide that this year you will attempt the walk. For the last 5 years you have been attracted to it, not for the rewards, but for the simple fact that nobody has ever yet emerged victorious from the labyrinth. You intend to make this the year in which a champion is crowned. Gathering up a few belongings, you set off immediately. 2 days' walk takes you west to the coast, where you enter the cursed port Black Sand. Wasting no time in that city of thieves, you buy your passage on a small boat sailing north to where the River Cock meets the sea. And from there you take a raft upriver for 4 days until finally you arrive in Fang. The trial begins in 3 days' time, and the town is in an almost hysterical mood of excitement. You register your entry with the officials and are given a violet scarf to tie around your arm, informing everyone of your status. For 3 days you enjoy Fang's greatest hospitality and are treated like a demigod. During the long merriment, you almost forget your purpose in Fang. But the evening before the trial, the magnitude of the task ahead begins to dominate your thoughts. Later you are taken to a special guest house and shown to your room. There is a splendid 4-poster bed with satin sheets to help you rest, but there is little time left for sleep. Just before dawn, a trumpet call awakens you from vivid dreams of flaming pits and giant black spiders. Minutes later, there is a knock on your door, and a man's voice rings out, saying, "Your challenge begins soon. Please be ready to leave in 10 minutes." You climb out of bed, walk over to the window, and open the shutters. Already people are thronging the streets, moving quietly through the morning mist, spectators on their way to the labyrinth, no doubt, hoping to find good vantage points from which to watch the competitors. You turn away and walk over to a wooden table on which your trusty sword lies. You pick it up and cut the air with a mighty sweep, wondering what beasts its sharp edge may soon have to meet. Then you open the door into the corridor. A small man with slanted eyes greets you with a low bow as you emerge from your bedroom. "Please follow me," he says. He turns to his left and walks quickly towards the stairs at the end of the corridor. Leaving your guest house, he darts down narrow alleyways between houses, and you have to walk quickly to keep up with him. Soon you come into a wide dirt road lined with cheering crowds. When they see your violet scarf, they cheer even louder and start showering you with flowers. The long shadows cast by the people in front of you shrink as the bright yellow sun rises higher in the morning sky. Standing there in front of the noisy and vibrant crowd, you feel strangely alone, aware of your coming ordeal. Suddenly you feel a tug on your shirt and see your small guide eagerly beckoning you to follow him. Ahead you see the looming hillside and the dark mouth of a tunnel disappearing into its inner depths. As you get closer, you notice 2 great stone pillars on either side of the tunnel entrance. The pillars are covered with ornate carvings, writhing serpents, demons, deities. each seeming to scream a silent warning to those who would pass beyond them. You see Baron Succumbit himself standing by the entrance, waiting to greet the contenders in the Trial of Champions. You count five others standing proudly in line, their violet scarves displayed for all to see. There are two bare-chested barbarians dressed in furs. They stand completely motionless, legs straight and slightly apart, arms thrust forward to rest on the hilts of their long, double-headed battle axes. A sleek elven woman with golden hair and feline green eyes is adjusting the crossbelt of daggers wrapped around her leather tunic. Of the two remaining men, one is covered from head to foot in iron plate armor with a plumed helmet and a crested shield. The other is cloaked in black robes, only his dark eyes showing between the swathes of his black face scarves. Long knives, a wire garrote, and other silent death weapons hang from his belt. The five contenders acknowledge your arrival with almost imperceptible nods of the head, and you turn to face the exultant crowd for the last time. Suddenly, a hush falls over the crowd as Baron Succumbit steps forward holding 6 bamboo sticks. You draw one from his outstretched hand and read the word 5th. Then the trial begins. And there's the picture there. There's the people waiting. There's the elven woman. There's the knight. There are the two barbarians. And there's the one in the black robe or cloak, whatever. There's a little man you are following. I presume that's Baron Succumbit. I'm not entirely sure, though. A lovely picture there. Okay. The knight is first. He salutes the crowd before disappearing into the tunnel, and is followed half an hour later by the elf. Next goes a barbarian, and then the dark assassin. Now it is your turn to salute the crowd. Holding your violet scarf aloft, you take one final deep breath of cool, fresh air before turning to pass between the stone-pillared gateway into Succumbit's corridors of power, to face unknown perils on the walk through the mighty Baron's Deathtrap dungeon. Now turn over. Okay, here's paragraph 1. The clamour of the excited spectators gradually fades behind you as you venture deep into the gloom of the cavern tunnel. Large crystals hang from the tunnel roof at 20-metre intervals, radiating a soft light just enough for you to see your way. As your eyes gradually become accustomed to the near darkness, you begin to see movement all around. Spiders and beetles crawling up and down the chiselled walls disappear quickly into cracks and crevices as they sense your approach. Rats and mice scurry along the floor ahead of you. Droplets of water drip into small pools with an eerie plopping sound which echoes down the tunnel. The air is cold, moist and dank. After walking slowly along the tunnel for about 5 minutes, you arrive at a stone table standing against the wall to your left. On it there are 6 boxes, one of which has your name painted on its lid. If you wish to open the box, turn to 270. If you prefer to continue walking north, turn to 66. We are going to open the box, of course. I mean, who wouldn't, say? 270 we need. Here we go. The lid of the box lifts off easily. Inside you find 2 gold pieces and a note written on a small piece of parchment addressed to you. Okay, let's put down the 2 gold pieces. I'll just put gold and then 2 like that. That's what I'll do. After placing the gold in your pocket, you read the message, which says, "Well done, at least you have the sense to stop and take advantage of the token aid given to you. Now I can advise you that you will need to find and use several items if you hope to pass triumphantly through my Deathtrap dungeon. Signed, Succumbit." Memorizing the advice on the note, you tear it into tiny pieces and then continue north along the tunnel. Turn to 66. After walking down the tunnel for a few minutes, you come to a junction. A white arrow painted on one wall points west. On the floor you can see wet footprints made by those who entered before you. It is hard to be sure, but it looks as though 3 of them followed the direction of the arrow, while one decided to go east. If you wish to head west, turn to 293. If you wish to head east, turn to 119. Okay, we're going to go east. We're not going to follow the arrow. So 119. Okay. Ahead, you can see a large obstruction on the tunnel floor, although it is too dark to make out exactly what it is. The wet footprints you have been following carry on towards the obstruction. If you want to continue east, turn to 56. If you would rather go back to the junction and head west, turn to 293. We're going to continue east. I mean, we started, so we will finish. 56. Okay, you see that the obstruction is a large brown boulder-like object. You touch it with your hand and are surprised to find that it is soft and spongy. If you wish to try to climb over it, turn to 373. If you wish to slice it open with your sword, turn to 215. Okay, probably a bad idea to cut it up. It's obviously a life form. So we're going to climb over it. Turn to 373. Okay, you clamber onto the soft boulder, half expecting to be engulfed by it at any moment. Getting over it is difficult as your limbs sink into its soft casing, but eventually you manage to struggle over it. Relieved to be back on firm ground, you head east. Turn to 13. Okay. The tunnel makes a sudden turn to the left and heads north for as far as you can see. The footprints you are following start to peter out as the tunnel becomes gradually drier. Soon you are beyond the dripping roof and the pools on the floor. You notice the air becoming hotter and you find yourself panting even though you are walking quite slowly. In a small recess on the left-hand wall, you see a section of bamboo standing on its end. Lifting it down, you see it is filled with a clear liquid. Your throat is painfully dry and you feel a little dizzy from the heat in the tunnel. If you wish to drink the liquid, turn to 147. If you do not wish to risk drinking the liquid and would rather continue north, turn to 182. Okay, we're going to drink the liquid, 147. The water in the bamboo pipe is welcomingly refreshing. Add 1 stamina point. Don't need to. It also contains a magical solution which will enable you to be exposed to melting point temperatures without harm. Discarding the bamboo, you start off north again in good spirits. Turn to 182. Okay, but just note that. Drank liquid, so can withstand melting point temperatures. Okay, that'll do. Let's continue. 182. The temperature continues to rise and you find yourself dripping with sweat. As you struggle on, the heat intensifies until it feels like white heat and becomes so unbearable that you begin to pass out. If you drank the liquid from the bamboo pipe, turn to 25. If you did not stop to drink, turn to 242. Okay, let's turn to 25 because we drank the liquid. Although the temperature in the tunnel is higher than you could normally tolerate, the liquid from the bamboo pipe keeps you alive. Turn to 197. Okay, 197, here we come. Here we go. Mercifully, the temperature now starts to drop rapidly, and soon it feels almost cool again. On the left-hand side of the tunnel is a closed door. It has a small iron plate in it, which might possibly slide open. Will you try to open the door? Try to slide the iron plate. Continue north up the tunnel. Okay, we're going to slide the iron plate, so 156. Pardon me. The small plate slides open easily, and you find yourself peering into a room with a deep pit in the floor behind the door. On the opposite wall there are 2 iron hooks, on one of which hangs a coil of rope. If you wish to open the door, jump over the pit and take the rope, turn to 208. If you would rather continue north along the tunnel, turn to 326. Okay, we're going to try and jump over the pit. Or rather, we not try. We're going to open the door, jump over the pit and take the rope. 208. The door swings open into the room and you step back and jump over the pit. You put the rope in your backpack and jump back over the pit to leave the room and head north. Turn to 326. Okay, so now we have a rope, so let's put that down. Lovely. Right. Head north 326. Ahead, you see that the tunnel turns sharply to the left. You turn the corner and almost bump straight into two fierce-looking orcs armed with morning stars and wearing leather armor. You are totally unprepared, and as you draw your sword, one of them swings its morning star at you. Roll one die. If you roll a 1 or 2, turn to 91. If you roll a 3 or 4, turn to 189. If you roll a 5 or 6, turn to 380. Okay, before we do that, let's have a look at the picture. Lovely. There they are. Lovely creatures. How'd they get them in there? That's what I want to know. Okay. Okay, so let's just roll the die and see what happens. Roll one die. Okay. Here we go. Okay, we get a 4. Let's stop the buzzing. Alright, yeah, of course, I tried to press down. I can't have a die with no... I can't have no dice. Anyway, so I got a 4. Had to get rid of that buzzing. So, roll a 3 or 4, turn to 189. The Orc's morning star sinks agonizingly into your left thigh. Lose 3 stamina points. Okie dokie. So now we're down to 18 stamina. You stagger backwards, but manage to regain your balance in time to defend yourself. Fortunately, the tunnel is too narrow for both orcs to attack you at once. Fight them one at a time. Okay, first battle. First orc, 5-5, and second orc, 6-4. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so let's put in here first orc. And it has 5-5. Okay, so let's do this. We do it for the creature first and then us. So we need 2 dice, yep, okay. Now that gets a 6. So that's enemy attack is 11, obviously. And then my stamina is 10. I mean my skill is 10. So I'm rolling for myself now. 7 plus 10 is 17, so I win that one. So it's down to 3. It's pretty easy. It's the first battle. Okay, again, it gets a 6. That's 11 again. I get 10. That's 20. So 11 to 20. And it's down to 1. So it just needs 1 more hit. It gets a 6. That's 11 again. I get 9. That's 19. So 11 to 19. So that's the first orc dead. Okay, now we're doing second orc, and that was 6-4, wasn't it? So 6 and then 4. Let's do this. Okay, it gets a 7. That's 13. Right, nearly there. Or rather, I got there in the end. That's what I'm trying to say. So a 13 and 4. So that's 14 for me. So that was close. So 13 for him and 14 for me. So it goes down to 2. Just 1 more hit then. Then we're laughing. Gets a 7. That's 13 again. I get 6. That's 16. So 13 to 16. I win. So it's down to 0. And the second orc is dead. So that's that. Just get rid of the buzzing. There we go. Really dodgy, this dice program. Right, okay, so I won, so turned to 257. I didn't lose any stamina apart from the initial 3 stamina points from the Morning Star. So 257. Inside one of the orc's pockets, you find 1 gold piece and a hollow wooden tube. You put your findings in your backpack and set off west. Turn to 164. 164, here we come. As you walk along, droplets of water again start falling from the tunnel ceiling. You see wet footprints made by the same boots that you followed earlier, heading west. The footprints lead to a closed iron door in the right-hand wall of the tunnel, but do not seem to go any further. If you wish to open the door, turn to 299. If you'd rather keep going west, turn to 83. Okay, let me think. Okay, we're going to open the door, so turn to 299. Okay, the door opens into a large chamber where you are shocked to see one of your rivals who has obviously met a sudden gory death. It is one of the barbarians, and he is impaled on several long iron spikes which are fixed to a frame that has sprung out of the floor. A lot of rubbish and debris litters the floor, concealing a hidden tripwire which he must have stepped on and thus released the spiked frame. In the far wall is an alcove in which you can see a silver goblet standing on a small wooden table. Will you walk over to search the barbarian, walk towards the alcove, or close the door and continue west? Okay, we're going to search the barbarian first of all, we might as well. 126. Now, the pouch on the barbarian's belt is empty apart from some strange-looking dried meat wrapped in a cloth. Will you eat the dried meat, leave the meat and walk over to the alcove if you have not done so already, leave the chamber and head west? Okay, we're going to eat the meat, so 226. I doubt it's poison because, he didn't die from poison. The meat contains herbs which will increase your strength. Add 3 to your stamina score. Okay, let's put our stamina back to 21 because 18 plus 3 is 21. And then we're going to leave the chamber. So we're going to continue west, turn to 83. The passage soon leads to a junction. You notice more footprints on the floor, possibly as many as 3 pairs, heading north from the south passage. You decide to follow them. Turn to 37. Off we go to 37. Okay, the passage opens out into a wide cavern which is darker but much drier. Ahead you see the footprints gradually fade, then disappear. There is a large idol in the centre of the cavern, standing approximately 6 meters high. It has jewelled eyes, each as big as your fist. There are 2 giant stuffed bird-like creatures standing on either side of the idol. If you wish to climb the idol to take the jewels, turn to 351. If you wish to walk through the cavern to the tunnel in the opposite wall, turn to 239. Okay, we're going to climb the idol and take some of these jewels. 351. The idol is very smooth and will be difficult to climb. Do you have any rope? If you do, turn to 396. If you do not, turn to 186. Okay, we're going to turn to 396 because we have a rope that we took earlier, so 396. Okie dokie. Right, where are we? 396. You make the rope into a lasso, whirl it above your head and throw it at the idol's head. Smiling happily as it falls around its neck, you then tighten the noose and start to climb, hauling yourself up the rope. You are soon at the top of the idol, sitting on the bridge of its nose and holding onto the rope. You draw your sword and wonder which jewelled eye to prize out first. If you wish to prize out the left eye, turn to 151. If you wish to prize out the right eye, turn to 34. Okay, we're going to prize out the left eye, so turn to 151. I think you know what's going to happen after we do this, don't you? Yep, as a fight. As you touch the idol's emerald eye, you hear a creaking sound below you. Looking down, you are shocked to see the 2 stuffed birds flying off. Their wings flap in jerky movements. but they are soon above you and look set to attack. Fight the flying guardians one at a time, but reduce your skill by 2 during this combat because of your restricted position. Okay, so first flying guardian, let's do this. First flying guardian, skill, what was it? 7, 8. Whoops. 8, there we go. Okay, let's do this. Remember, I have to reduce my skill by 2, so my skill is now only 8. So I have to remember that. Okay. He gets 11. That's 7 plus 11 is 18. I get 12 plus 8, which is 20. So 18 versus 20. So I win that one. So he's down to 6 now. Okay, next one. He gets an 8. That's 15. I get 6. That's 14. So 15 to 14. He hurts me. So that's annoying. So I lose 2 stamina points. Good job I had that meat from earlier. Right. Where are we? Okay. He gets 8. That's 15 again. I get 10. That's 20. That's 18. So 15 to 18. Yep. So he's down to 4 now. Okay, he gets a 10. That's 18, or rather a 17, I should say. He gets a 10. That's 17, and I get an 11. That's 19. So 17 to 19. So I win that one too, just. So one more hit for him, and he's toast. Okay, he gets a 3. That's 10. I get 7. That's 15. So 10 to 15. I win that one. So he's down to 0. Okay. Now we're doing, he's dead, so we're now doing the second flying guardian. Yeah, nope, no, I missed out. Put an extra letter in there. Guardian, there we go. Okay, he's 8, 8, isn't he? Or did I do the wrong one? I've done the wrong one. No, 7, 8, 8, 8. Yeah, I was right, good. Okay, whoops, didn't done that. There we go. Okay, so he's 8, 8. Okay, let's do this. Okay, he gets a 4, that's 12. I get a 4, that's also 12, so that's a draw, that's nothing. So 12 to 12, no change there, that's a draw. Because my one is 8 as well, because I've subtracted 2. Okay, he gets 11, that's 19. I get 6, that's 14. So 19 to 14, he wins that one. That's annoying. Okay. 17, there we go. Okay, next one, I've yet to win an attack round. Okay, he gets a 9, that's 17. I get an 11, that's 19. So 17 to 19. Good, I win that one, just. Pretty close. So he's down to 6. Okay, he gets a 7, that's 15. I get an 8. That's 16, so 15 to 16. So he's down to 4. I think I did the last one. I might have made a mistake with the last one because I assumed it was 8 or something. No, I'm pretty sure I didn't, but I might have done it. If I have, I apologise. I still won anyway, and I would have won anyway. It's a pretty simple fight. Okay, so let's do the next one. Okay, he gets a 9. That's 17. I get 11, that's 19, so 17 to 19 again. Exactly like last time. So he's down to 2, one more hit for him and he's toast. Okay, he gets a 9, that's 17 again. I get 12, that's 20. So 17 to 20, so I just win that. There we go, don't need that one. There we go. So he's down to 0 and I win the fight, so that's that. Okay, thank you, Dice Program. Now you can stop buzzing. Good. I can still hear a little bit of buzzing though, but you can't hear it probably. It's very faint. 240 if we win. Okay, I think we're coming up to the end of the first part. Okay, you look down and see the crumpled bodies of the two flying guardians lying motionless on the floor. You start to prise out the idol's emerald eye with the tip of your sword. At last it comes free, and you are surprised by its weight when it falls into your hand. Hoping it may be of use later, you put it in your backpack. If you now wish to prise out the right eye, turn to 34. If you'd rather climb down the idol, turn to 89. Okay, so we're going to take the emerald first of all, put that down. Emerald eye I'll put. And then we're going to climb down now. We're not going to bother with the right eye. So, yeah, we're going to climb down the idol. So 89. Okay, back on solid ground once again on the cavern floor, you try to shake the rope off the idol's neck. Test your luck. If you're lucky, turn to 54. If you're unlucky, turn to 261. Okay, we're going to... Well, we'll definitely be lucky because I have maximum luck, but we'll do it anyway because, you know... Okay, one die. Okay, we need a number that's equal to or less than 12, which is our luck score at the moment, correct? Yes. Okay, which is... You know, we need... yeah, we need to roll 2 dice, and we need the result to be equal to or less than 12, which is pretty much guaranteed. Which is certainly guaranteed. So, yeah, 4. But we have to use up a luck point, so we're down to 11 now. So I was lucky. There. So get rid of that buzzing because it's annoying. Go away. Right. Okay, so we're lucky, turn to 54. I think if you're unlucky, you lose the rope, but I'm not entirely sure about that. The lasso loosens itself and you are able to shake it free of the idol's neck. It falls to the floor with a loud clatter. You quickly coil the rope up again and put it in your backpack. Wasting no more time in the cavern, you run forward to the tunnel in the northern wall. Turn to 239. Okay, and that is the end of part 1. So I've managed to keep the rope, I don't have to lose the rope. Yeah, so I'll just write the next paragraph is 239, that's the one we want, so I'll put that in, put it there. Next paragraph 239, and that's that. Okay, so we have a sword, leather armour, potion of skill, 2 gold. We drank the liquid so we can withstand melting point temperatures, but I don't think we need it anymore. We have the rope and we have the emerald eye. We fought 4 creatures. And we have 10 skill, we're on 17 stamina, which is quite good, only 4 points shy of maximum. We're on 11 luck, again only 1 shy of maximum, 10 provisions still, which is good, and next paragraph is 239. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Next part I'll be continuing with the book from paragraph 239. Thanks again, and goodbye.